Angel. In this video, we're going to go over 3 basic techniques that all have more advanced wrist rolls you can add on to that same technique. So the first technique that we're going to do is hip, hip. We take our nunchuck and we just swing side to side on either hip. This technique is very easy and is a nice starter for a wrist roll. When we do a wrist roll, it looks like this. What I need to know is that when I do the wrist roll, my string of my nunchuck or the chain is going to roll from my index finger to my pinky or my pinky to my index finger. So if I'm holding the nunchuck in my right hand and I tap my left hip, I'm going to go from my index finger to my pinky. Now I'm on my right hip, I'm going to go pinky to index finger. And I can go back and forth. If it's too hard to do 2 in a row, you can always go back to hip, hip. So I could do one side, go back to hip, hip until I'm ready, and then do the other side. So let's practice hip, hip. When we tap our left hip, spin, index finger to pinky, go back to hip, hip. Now when we hit our right hip, we're going to go wrist roll pinky to index finger. Let's try one more time. When you hit your left hip, index finger to pinky, and then swing back. All right, so that is our first technique. The next one we're going to do is forward figure 8. For somebody brand new doing forward figure 8, we're going to start by making a gigantic number 8 sideways, or the infinity symbol. So just swing those arms humongous and make a gigantic sideways 8 or infinity symbol. And what I want to do is be able to control my nunchuck and make that same shape smaller and smaller and smaller and faster and faster and faster. So to get started, I can have a gigantic 8 and get smaller and smaller. And if I feel comfortable and confident, I can get faster and faster. So this forward figure 8 is great practice. If I'm ready for even more, I can add a wrist roll on my figure 8. So do you remember we talked about going pinky to index finger or index finger to pinky? That's the same on the forward figure 8. So when I come down, I make my down strike with that nunchuck. To come back, I'm going to go index finger to pinky. So I come down, my nunchuck's going to wrap, index finger to pinky, and I'll end up here. This way. Let's try one more time. So now we're in a reverse grip. Before we do anything else, let's try our forward figure 8 and reverse grip. Reverse grip means my thumb is pointing up. So I would make the same motion, number 8 sideways, and I would work on going smaller and smaller and faster and faster. Now to get back into a traditional grip, I need to wrist roll out of it, which means when I'm coming down onto the right side of my body, my switch will be pinky to index finger. So if I was in reverse grip and I came down, there is my switch. I started in my reverse grip, come down, pinky to index finger, and that gets me to my traditional grip. Let's try that one more time. I'm in reverse grip. I'm swinging down, pinky on up. Let's go back to the first one. So we're in traditional grip. Now I'm in reverse, traditional. All right, so that is our forward figure 8 with a wrist roll. And we also covered reverse figure 8 with a wrist roll. We're going to try one more, and this would be for our back catch. I love coming to back catch position for securing my nunchucks in between techniques. I can also add a wrist roll. So let's start at catching under the arm. Remember we talked about that pinky to index finger grab? When I swing up, it's going to be index finger to pinky first. Here. Now to swing back down, it's going to be pinky to index finger. So if I start under my arm, I'm going to spin out, spin the chain or the string of my nunchucks from my index finger to my pinky, and then go in the opposite direction. All right, those are some basic techniques and also some more advanced wrist rolls you can add on. I can't wait for you to come in the studio and show me the spins and wrist rolls you've been working on. Train hard. See you on the mat. Tongsu.